Welcome to Girl Talk with your girl Melissa Ann, and boy, do we have a show today. We brought in reinforcements. The guys wanted girls, and so here we go tonight with my girls on the line. You'll meet them in a moment, but there's no topic tonight. We're gonna just ask questions. You see that as a little theme that we're starting to do, and so without further ado, I'd like to introduce the crew, starting with.
It's your boy, Kai Car K Diddy, aka Concan Clip. Gun Show.
Gun Show. And next up, who we got?
T-Necol, let's get it.
All right. T-Necol's in the building. We got the reinforcements in the house. And next.
You got Mike B, fresh up out the jacket, and I don't know how to act.
Ah, shit. All right. And next.
So just bringing a little bit of Latin flavor here with the Miss Alejandra, but you can call me Andy from Brooklyn. So let's get it right.
All right. We got two Brooklynites on the call, right? Alejandra. And last but not least, our viral sensation,
Mr. 8000 Doc.
That dude is so proud. He hasn't been this proud since he graduated from chiropractic school, Melissa. Trust me.
That's funny.
So for those,
If you go to his office, he probably has the views posted on his whiteboard somewhere, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, for
8,000.
those of you who want to know what Doc is referring to, go to Instagram, my Instagram page, girl_talk, TAWK_podcast, and you will see a clip where Doc has 8,000 views. So he went viral for one of the clips where he answers the question about what, Doc?
I have no idea. I just know I got 8,000 more than Mike.
Oh, come on, man. What was it, Mike? What's the clip? You remember, Mike?
For him or mine?
No, your right now yours is not relevant. But I'm just saying what was the clip was.
Yeah, Melissa.
Only kidding, Mike.
Hey,
They were
Mike,
both
here you
connected.
go, Mike. Just put some blue tape on it. That's how I know what to fix. Just put some blue tape on it, they'll come fix it.
All right, so
Wow.
the conversation was every woman thinks their stuff is the best. So that was the clip, and the answer was no.
That's right. Nope. Your cat ain't it. Sorry.
Go watch the clip. So listen, the guys and I have been having a couple of debates in our private text, and one of the debates was, first, why are men crucified for cheating when women cheat just as much as men?
Because it's a double standard. We are held to a different standard than a man.
I think it's that. I think just hearing what you asked to me, I started thinking like, women should be treated the same as women do cheat. I'm a woman. I'm not saying I cheat. I'm not saying I haven't, but let's keep it real. Women do. We just, and I hate to say this, but we just cheat a little better where we don't get caught.
Yeah,
Men
I
get
agree with
caught.
that.
Women don't get caught. Women, I'm not gonna say women do not get caught. I'll say maybe 90% of the women, in my opinion, don't get caught because we go about it all totally different ways.
Well,
With me.
statistically, they cheat more, is all I'm saying. Statistically, they cheat more.
Well, statistically, but in reality, it's probably neck and neck.
What do we do differently?
You're not as messy. That's all I think it is.
But
Huh?
yeah, you guys are not messy and you're
We're
more
not
discreet.
messy. We gonna cover
We
I
our
think
plan
guys
it.
are messy about it.
We plan it.
Huh?
We plan it.
Right. Well, not only that, I know, and well, let me not say that because I'm kind of digging a hole. But
Dig that hole.
all right, let me dig it. All right, let me just say this, okay? For me,
So,
okay, let me say this. For me, you know, I'm gonna tell you up front, right? Look, this what we gonna do, this what we ain't gonna do, you know. Don't be so pressed to be, I'll call you. You know, it's just how we do it. But men, they can't come out and really tell women that. They be so intrigued with, you know, oh, she don't like,
You
you know what
said
I'm
we
saying? Like,
can't, like we don't have the ability to, or what does we can't mean?
you guys are not smart enough to be, well,
No, so now we're so
Wow.
we lacking so we're not able and we lack intelligence. Okay, let's keep it on.
no, it goes back to, like you said, the message, right? So you guys don't like think that, okay, you know what? I got this chick on the side, you know, stuff going. She's calling me, she texts me, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But then on the back end, you don't realize that. Let's just say you give her a ride or whatever. Your woman,
Wait.
she gonna know that car inside and out. One thing out of place, and then you gonna stumble. There you go right there. You already messed up. We already know it's
I'm laughing
You know
because
what?
Doc is
You know what?
intensely watching every word, listening to every word you say, because he is ready
you know what?
to come in and strike.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know why? Do you know why that's wrong? Number one, the reason why guys get caught is guys stop caring. That's exactly why. They're not. They're
'Cause
not.
they
They're not,
what?
they're not. They're just like they stop caring. They're not.
I
I'm not gonna try to
disagree.
hide it anymore. They're just like bump it.
I don't
Nah.
agree with that.
I
No.
agree. I don't agree.
Nah.
Well,
Not
number
this guy.
one, hold on. Number one, the reason women may statistically, is that when you said women may statistically cheat more? Is I mean, women,
No,
men
men
no, men.
statistically cheat
or
more.
men. I was gonna say, but first of all, women are just built differently in the sense of we are more thoughtful about things. So
I
if you
agree with
look
that.
statistically, women are better leaders because of it. So when you can, it's true. Look it up. Women are
Look it
better
up
leaders.
where? Look it up
We-
where?
we are more thoughtful
Google it.
about processes. So when we go about doing something sneaky, we thinking about the full 360 view versus where your mind is thinking about, I just want to hit it. That's literally what it is. So you're not looking at all the little minor things that gonna get your ass caught. And so because you thinking with the other head first, that's usually what gets you caught. It's not about
Better
you don't-
planners, like I said, we
But
are better
So-
planners. We've
So
already
hold on, y'all.
called our girlfriend and said, I was with you.
Nah.
You
I-
guys
doing that.
forget that piece.
Doing all that.
I agree.
Women do it.
So
You
what I
you
wanna
a
say
borderline
is-
dude then, Tanika.
what I want to
look,
say
I
is,
think
Straight.
like a man.
Yeah.
I think like a man. However, my actions are not a man. I'm just saying. I just don't. I'm not calling ahead to say I was with you. I'm not doing all that because I'm already gonna have established the way I'm gonna carry myself anyway. Is if I'm cheating, I'm gonna cheat, right? It's just gonna happen. But I'm definitely gonna make sure that I'm gonna cover all avenues where I think men don't think, oh shit, let me check the car to make
I
sure she
think,
ain't dropped
but
me.
if-
Can a man talk now?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then-
hold up. Y'all wanted the women on here, so now y'all worried about who's getting ready to talk. I told you.
We ain't
But
worried.
if it's gonna be a debate, it has to be a bilateral exchange. It can't just be one
No,
way.
go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's talk.
So it sounds like Andy and T-Necol, you guys are really overgeneralizing men. So I take the position like this. You are overgeneralizing. I'm upfront out the gate, and Melissa Ann knows this because I talked to her about everything.
Right.
I'm upfront, and because I want you to be able to choose whether or not you want to deal with a
be a part
man.
of it.
Right.
see,
If you
the
want to
man-
deal, let me finish.
Not cheating.
But what I'm saying is, you guys are saying men lack intelligence. Well, T-Necol said men lack
I didn't
intelligence.
think it like that. I'm sorry.
No, that's y'all paraphrasing. And we don't have the ability to be upfront, but we all have the ability to be upfront. And the numbers of, when we talk about statistics, the numbers are not that far apart. But if you look at the way society presents it, you would think men cheat 80% and women cheat 20%, when really it's only like a 6-point difference.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think it's distorted in the sense of if you're cheating, that implies that you are doing something sneaky to hide something from another person. Now, if you bout it and you are upfront with those that you are having relations with and telling them this is not something, this is not something serious, or you, whatever it is that you have going on, and you are truthful, to me, that is not cheating, because
Right.
all parties involved know where they stand. The problem
Exactly.
is when you are omitting
Right.
something from someone else.
But the point I was addressing was the lack of intelligence or ability of a man to be able to do that, and that's what I was challenging. So I wanted to
Yeah.
make that part clear.
I don't think that I do think that there is a generational lack of withholding information, that's a standard that has been out there. I think people are much more open to perhaps being honest, but there is still a definite standard. I could tell you, especially being from New York and living in the South, here people are not as open. They will try to have all type of situationships and still try to date you. So
Yeah. I think if we go back to what Doc said, that's another element. Is Doc said, if I'm cheating on you, I've already given up. And I think that's another element of women. We're not cheating just because, in most instances, if we're cheating, it's because we're done in that in that
I agree.
relationship. So it goes
cheat,
back
you're
to
done.
that as well.
I say, if just break up. Just break the fuck
I
up
agree.
and move on.
agree.
Don't even
I
cheat.
agree.
Just be upfront about it.
Men cheat.
Because here's what I learned. Because they like what now? What we like now? T-Necol, what else we like?
I was just a majority of the time when men cheat, they're lacking something. Is if they're with the woman, with another woman or whatever, maybe they're not getting sex.
Sex.
They're not.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not being, challenged like they were in the beginning. Things are different, And it's true, when people start leaving and cheating and like you just said, Melissa, women, we're gone. Mentally, we're gone. But I do think that there's some men too that when they do cheat, they get to the point where they're mentally gone too. But for the most part, I do think that if a man is with a woman, then it's something that they're lacking. Not all the time. I don't know what it is in that relationship, whether it's
Well, we got
humor.
men on the call. Ask them. What are you lacking, Mike, when you start to cheat?
Well, first of all, I actually have never cheated. So,
Okay.
but I do have a personality that if I'm not happy, I may stick around until it gets fixed. If it doesn't get fixed, I have to leave. I have to
Okay.
leave. Now, when I'm
Okay.
dating, I'm doing whatever I want, whatever I feel like doing when I'm dating, I'll do that. But when you have my attention and I make a commitment to you, you get that commitment. But when you're in a relationship, for me, if I'm in a relationship and I'm feeling like those essential things like sex or
Attention.
affection or all attention, all those things that mean that are important to me, if I feel like they're lacking and they're addressed and nothing comes out of it, then there's no reason for us to be together. So
Got it. Kai, you feel the same?
I feel absolutely. I feel the same way. If there's a problem in the relationship, and that problem moves from the negotiable column to the non-negotiable column, then I'm out. I am out. Because my compassion and my patience and my continuance only goes so far. A balloon has a maximum capacity before it pops when you fill it with water. And we don't want to get to that point where we pop. We need to be able to know who we are, what we're about, and what we want to say, I know this is going to hurt like shit. I'm going to miss this woman. I'm going to dream about her. I might get hard ones about her, but it's over, and I have to be responsible to stay and walk in the fact that it's over. Period.
Yeah, but
Okay.
is it over? Is it a lapse in judgment? You know what I mean? Like, is it so easy to say that maybe one mistake leads you to automatically say you're
No,
gonna?
no, it's not one mistake. It can't. Anybody who allows that, they have. If I allow relationships with one mistake to drive me away, then the problem is me. It's not the relationship with the woman.
Well, I'll add to that. For me, it could be one mistake, but the severity of that mistake will be what it is.
Right.
Because there's some things that I'm just not going to tolerate.
Well, what
And I
Kai
will
said, the
leave.
non-negotiables, right?
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And I remember I said the negotiable, something that was negotiable has moved into the non-negotiable. Because as my own steward of my own self, I get to choose my boundaries.
No. I mean, the more and more I listen to it, I mean, the negotiables, non-negotiables, I get that. Sometimes, I mean, relationships don't work. I mean, there's always something that makes it. It's always like it's not one thing; it's an accumulation of things, and everyone always wants to think, well, they did this or they did that. It's just like it's like a dam. A dam doesn't break from one crack; it breaks from multiple cracks, and that's what happens. And then you get the watershed. I mean, for a lot of times for women it's different. Women will leave a relationship because they're not feeling like it's not so much sex. They don't if they're not getting a romantic intimacy, the interaction, the talking, attention. For women, it's more emotional. Where guys, it's more physical.
Yeah. Well, I would say I mean, we're human too, so.
Right.
Oh yeah, but for the most part,
But I
you
get
might-
I get what you're saying. We're
Well, I
we're
think
more
that's what
physical.
Tanika said earlier, though. You think with your other head.
well, no.
I
We don't
disagree with that.
I don't wanna
That's right. Yeah, there's no brain down there. The brain is up here. This still makes the choice.
I rush you
This
there.
still makes the choice.
But when you
Blood
think
rushes
about
there.
something, that thing jump. So it's the brain down there.
It
No,
got a
no.
brain.
Y'all things jump too. Tell me your things don't twitch.
Let me
My
tell
jump
you
all the
something.
time. I
When
will
you
not be
think
Okay. All right then. Come on, y'all.
That thing don't fuck. That thing don't jump. Don't move. So don't tell me
Yeah,
your brain down.
yours backs that thing up too.
It
So don't
sure
front.
is. Mine's gonna throb and flutter. That's
Right.
correct.
It's gonna do exactly. So I already know. We grown on this podcast, folks. We're grown.
There is no denying that it does have a mind of its own as well, right? I mean, so I'm not
think-
saying you are alone.
I think we've exhausted this. But after you've cheated on one woman and you take the next woman out to eat, for example, I think it was another topic that we had last week that I'd like the ladies or 2 weeks ago that I'd like the ladies to jump in on is, you're taking your side piece now because you're cheating. You're taking them out to dinner. Do you anticipate that they should pay for their meal if the man asks you, Tanika and Andy, to go to dinner, should you pay for half or for the meal overall?
But are we
Because
saying
someone on this call,
impact the
someone on this podcast said that the woman should pay for their own half of the meal.
So what? I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that if you're in a relationship and you go out with someone else, not just across the board, if you're going out just on a date or what have you, it's specifically if I'm involved with someone and I'm going out with someone else?
Just even erase that. If you're going out with a dude, he asks you out, are you expecting that you have to pay for your meal?
I don't expect it, but I would be the one that would either say, I got this or I'll pay,
On the first date?
Listen to what you just said. You just said, you didn't say first date. You said if I'm going out with somebody, you got to
No.
be specific with me.
Okay. Either way, if he asks you to go eat, do you anticipate paying for the meal?
I don't think that was how the question was, Melissa.
Yes, it was. Don't even try to backslide.
Melissa wants a
Mike.
free meal. Melissa's hungry. She wants a free meal.
I have
No,
to say, I have to
no,
say,
no.
let me just say this because again, I'm built different from a lot of women. I don't expect a pay either way. If I'm sitting down and we eating and we kicking it, and like men want that second date, and not to say it's around money or whatever, but if I'm feeling the vibe or whatever, and we just kicking it or whatever, I don't think I'm going in there saying this joker gonna pay for my food. If I'm invited on a date, like I don't expect,
No,
like
before.
first of all, I already know who I'm dealing with to know if they gonna pay off top or not. I hate to say it, but I do. I'm not saying that I go out with jokers that ain't whatever, but I don't expect that. Like I got some jokers that's ballers that I know. I ain't worried about. They don't even want me to do nothing. Cause you had them type of people. Then you got some where you got to come to reality.
What's
Some-
reality? That's what I want to know. All I-
Let me say
is that if you ask me out on a date, if you ask me out on a date
I
in a
think it's
room,
wrong for women to
interest,
Wait a minute. Let her finish her point. What? Say it
That's
again,
what I
Andy.
said. That's what I say, Andy.
Say it again,
If
Andy.
you ask me out on a date in a romantic interest type of way, that the intent is that you are taking me out to see if this is going to go somewhere, then I am going to expect that you are going to pay.
But
I
see-
mean, I may hold on. I will say this. Now, I don't think it's realistic to think that as we continuously date, that the person is going to keep paying for every single meal, every single activity, every single thing that we do together. I mean,
That's what I needed to hear.
We're both working people. We both have responsibilities. I absolutely agree that I would, if I
Offer.
ask you to go somewhere and we're gonna do something, I'm all about, hey, let's go see her. I buy the tickets automatically. I'm not gonna ask for you to give me the money. But
Right.
I could pay for my own shit, yes. But if you ask me to go somewhere, then you should be willing to pay for it.
That's
without
exactly
me-
how I feel
Yeah.
too.
Without me having. So
Yeah.
if I ask you to go somewhere, I'm happy to pay for dinner.
But
But I will tell
Yeah.
you, I'm not sitting there with nobody on a romantic interest and going to have dinner and think about how they cannot pay for this meal. Let's say this group, we all went to dinner. I'm not gonna, and one of us organized. I'm not gonna expect you to pay, right? There's no interest there.
I do because
right?
there's.
Or
I mean, we have a
I'm
chiropractor on the
happy
phone.
to
We have
contribute.
2 engineers on the phone. They have enough money. They can pay.
Oh,
no
whoa,
money.
whoa, that's
I'm broke
bad.
as crap.
Ooh.
They
You
call
can
me
count
pocket
their
change. I don't know what you're
all
talking
you
about.
want. You could count their pockets all you want. All I'm saying is that if we go out on a friendly venture, I'm gonna expect that I can pay for my own. I am just saying that if we are going out in a romantic interest type of way, that I will.
And the
expect
man invites you, then
Right.
that's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But of
I will
course,
I
me
will
and-
also reiterate that if I will know if you can afford to pay, and if I'm not gonna go out with somebody who cannot afford to pay it. Like
you
to
don't
be honest,
you don't always know if they can't afford it. But even
Exactly.
I'm
Right.
joking because Kai, you know that when you and I go out, I either pay or you either pay.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
but
the
I was
truth.
gonna say, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that you're saying that in jest.
Yes.
You're saying, I know you're saying that in jest because I know the person. But I
Right.
mean, there are some women that think that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, oh, we out with men, we out with high value men, and I'm just using what's his name's term, and they should pay. You got some women that think that way.
Right.
Yeah, you do. And to take that a step further, we out with these men that can pay. So I want to go to the nicest places. And then you
Right.
get there and you're like, whoa, that's a high bill.
Yeah.
You want to give me heads up before you invite me to a place like this?
Yeah, definitely heads up.
but that's just bad manners. That's bad manners.
First
I
of
agree.
all,
Yes.
and
Good
everything
dodge.
y'all saying still leaves the person expecting for the other person to pay. But moving right along.
Tanika, I am not on your ship. because you're saying that.
I'm saying that you're going in something expecting something. Like, don't expect
Yeah,
like
I do. I
okay,
expect that joker if
okay,
they ask me to go to dinner. If they ask me to go to dinner on the first date or the second date or the fifth date, if you ask me, I'm expecting you to pay.
first date I can see, but that's not. You said date. You now
Can I ask you a
Andy done
question?
said yes.
Can I ask you a question? Quick question.
Me,
Have any of you women asked a guy on a date? Any of you three women have ever asked a guy on a date?
I have,
Yes.
and with no problem. If I want to go out, I would say, hey, let's go get something to eat. When I say that, most to me, when I say that, I'm still like Andy and Melissa said. Do you still expect for them to pay? I don't. When I say let's go out, I'm just saying let's go out. I'm not thinking in my head, oh, I'm gonna pay or he gonna pay. I just want to enjoy the company. Let's go out. Let's
No,
get
no,
something.
no, no, no. On a romantic, no, like if you meet a nice gentleman, you say, "Hey, I would like to date this guy." Would you ask him out, and what would be your expectation? He pays, or you think you're gonna pay? That's what I want to know.
I would ask him out, and that's a great question to kind of circle back. I would ask him out, and being that I asked him out, I probably would expect myself to pay.
And
How
I
about you,
have
Andy?
done it. I have done it, and we have gone out. However, they didn't allow me to pay. So while I fully expected to do it and fully expected to take care of the bill, I didn't walk into the situation thinking that that person was going to pay because I
So that's
invited.
what
And you
right.
have
That's
people
exactly
like
what I'm
that.
talking about.
Yep. Yep.
hmm
Which goes back to what I said. It's depending upon what type of person or the person that you're going out with, because that's what I just said when you guys flipped it with men. Now you flip it with women, and it's like, oh no, they wouldn't allow me to pay. Now it's in a better term or a better saying, they wouldn't allow me to pay. No, no,
Well, how is that a better stand? I'm just telling you what my reality was.
no.
I invited the gentleman
Melissa,
out, and when I invited the
What?
gentleman out, he just didn't
have you ever
allow me
asked
to
the
pay
guy
for
out?
it
What?
that way.
Have you ever
No,
asked a
Doc.
guy out?
Nope.
Really?
No.
Oh, wow.
But I will go along the lines with Andy that if I'm in a relationship with someone and I want to the full experience, I'll pay for it. I'll go buy the tickets. I'll go buy the dinner, or I'll do the experience in my home.
Hey, Melissa bought me dinner.
Yeah, I buy people dinner.
All right, now.
Yeah, it is
I
Okay.
buy
Atlanta.
Kai dinner.
Me three.
Thank you, Kai. Tanika,
Hey,
I spend money
Melissa.
on my friends.
I did it all.
Melissa, I got
did
you.
it all. So there's nothing across the board that I wouldn't do for men
I'm actually a very giving person,
that I
but I
am.
don't.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But I don't believe that if you ask me out on a date, that I'm gonna pay. I just don't. I just don't buy into
No,
that bullshit. And so the answer is going to be
We-
absolutely not.
We are
I,
Melissa, we are all on the same page about that. Melissa, we're
What?
all on the same page about that. Whoever, if I'm asking anybody on a date, I wouldn't expect her to pay. I would be paying. And back with what Andy was saying, if a woman that I was interested in as well asked me out on a date and I go, the gesture of her being willing to do it would be, I mean, that would be big enough. I wouldn't have her or allow her to pay either. What my biggest issues are is meeting women that are seeking out men to take them to places that they wouldn't even take their own self. So that is an actual
Ooh.
problem.
That's a good.
And that's starting to show itself a little in my this time in my older years, or this time around dating again. I'm running into that a little too frequently, and it's kind
Oh,
of
really?
it's driving me a little crazy. I don't like that. Yeah,
So do you-
really?
so
So
do you-
give us an example.
I was taking out a young lady I had been dating for a little bit, and it takes time for you to actually hear the true thought process of someone. And one of the conversations that came up was, if she's in a relationship with a man and her car breaks down and the guy she's dating has 2 cars, it's his obligation to give her one of those cars. And I was like, obligation? And she was like, yeah, he's obligated. I would have a huge problem if I'm dating a guy who had 2 cars and he didn't either give me another car or pay for some means for me to have another car. And I was like, that's no one's obligated to do anything like that for you.
Right.
That is just a kind gesture if one does that.
But maybe
But
that's what she's used to.
Yeah, but
I
that
think
don't
it
mean he
is. It
obligated.
is.
No, I'm just
Right.
saying
That is
maybe
what she's
that's what
used to.
she's used to. That's why she said it, that she feels or she thinks that that's what that person should do because maybe that's what she's used to. That's maybe
I
what's
think
happened to her before.
Is she the same
I
age
think a
range?
lot of huh?
Oh,
Is she
good
the
question.
same age range?
No. She was in her mid 30s.
I think, to be honest, I think
Okay.
generational we are different. You know, like
I don't disagree.
to millennials, you know, that they are just that we are very different in perhaps in the way we maneuver things or have expectations.
Yeah.
So I'll add to that. I don't disagree with that, but I also will say there are women in their 40s doing the same damn thing.
Sure are.
Entitlement.
Yeah. And back to what was just asked, it has something to do with what they're used to.
I'm
So,
just saying.
anyways,
Again, I'm just saying, you guys are looking at me like, you know, even with the previous question, but I'm just saying, if a person to a certain type of thing, like, and I just want to say this and then I'll be quiet and we go to the next person, but, you know, I think for everything that we've talked about tonight is based upon, you know, just not even just saying me, but what a person is used to. That's just like for me. I don't go seeking men with money. It's all about how I carry myself. That it just so happened that I'm approached with men with money. That I don't have to pay. I don't have to this. I've gotten cars. I've gotten it all. So I think again it goes back to what a person is kind of used to. Doc is shaking and shaking
What
and
is the
shaking.
clown laughing
No,
at?
Like,
I'm
he's
laughing
just
because
like
I don't know.
shaking.
I don't know why a guy would give a girl a car. I just don't understand why a guy would give a girl a car. I just don't understand it.
Same reason
Her
why
milkshake brought the boys to the yard.
No,
I said her milkshake brought the boys to the
No, it
yard.
ain't got nothing to do with the milkshake. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
they
Nah,
might
it
have,
ain't got
they may have a lot of high protein in it because you ain't getting a car to me.
I mean,
But are you
I'm
saying
saying,
about
if
a man
person's
giving
used
a
to
woman? Are you saying about a man just giving a woman a car in general, or are you talking about in this scenario that he's talking
I'll
about,
be
like a
honest with
man
you.
shooting
If I'm
a
dating a
car?
woman, I would never say to myself, I want to give this girl a new car. Just doesn't compute in my head.
Well, I mean,
But you also
it
want
doesn't-
women
it
to
doesn't
pay for
matter
half
what
their
it is,
I
meals.
was
right?
just
It's a gift.
piggybacking off of Mike saying that some people are used to certain things. So at this point, I'm going to kind of just piggyback off of that and say, Mike, I understand some people are used to certain things. That was my thing as far as why maybe she thought that because that's maybe something that she's encountered in the past. And she's now
Mhm.
always thinking, you know, that's just something she's used to. That's it.
I'm used to some things too, but I also understand that expectations on different things. I still wouldn't put that kind of weight on someone else based on what I'm used to. You got to do this for me because I'm used to this. My life is nice, but I don't put that expectation on somebody else to manage this part of my life, especially if you're just someone I'm dating or you know maybe even a new relationship. I don't have that kind of expectation. Um, so that whatever I'm used to, I think that's based on reality, where you're at with the person you're with, where they're at, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I
I'm,
want to address. I
oh,
want to address expectations. So
yeah.
there's the whole construct of expectations, right? And what a person may expect. And I'm gonna piggyback on you, T-Necol. How about that? You ready?
Do what you
That-
do, baby.
I'm piggybacking on you now, baby. So, they might be used to something or have expectations. Just because you're used to something and have expectations about something That's only one part of reality.
You're absolutely
The other part, now when you remember, the totality of reality is there's also no.
right. No.
Right.
And you have to be good with both sides. You can't, you got to be good with the yes and the no. But,
Right.
but people get so fixated that it always has to be yes. Because of expectations, they forget that the other side of, there's a yin and a yang, right?
You're right. Well, but I think that hold on. I think is a different context in which if he's dating her, right, and they're not in this like serious type of relationship, they're just dating, versus if he's going to be her husband or they're seriously committed to each other. Because I think there is a different level of expectation there, right? To your point. So if Mike and I are in a relationship, right? And we are in a serious
All right
relationship,
now, Andy.
have been dating for years, right?
Keyword.
Or we're going to get married, and my car breaks down, and I know Mike has 2 cars at his house. I am going to assume that Mike is going to ensure that I'm okay because he is my person, right? But if I'm only dating Mike and I'm not, we are not there yet, there is no obligation to do anything.
Do you know
So
what?
I wouldn't think that he would have
So
to.
you believe this? Okay.
Nice.
Do you know what? Do you know what
So
the
he is
funny thing?
obligated then.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Because I know Mike. I know Mike's 2 cars. Mike's first car is just like a regular car, and his other car, his dream car, is his Corvette. I know for a fact you're not even gonna sniff that car.
Like, Mike, I am
Mike-
coming to sniff the
Mike
car.
has been talking about that Corvette. Mike's been talking about this Corvette for a year. No. Mike's gonna drive that one car, and that Corvette's gonna be in the garage.
He's gonna be
No.
like, what you need?
All right. All right. We got.
He
We
might
got
get you-
time.
He might get you an Uber card.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's something.
All right, we
where-
got time for one more question, and
right.
this goes back to a podcast that Andy and I did on is it okay or appropriate to ghost someone?
Yes.
No, but I've done it.
Come on, Tina Cole.
Go ahead, bring
Somebody
it
say this,
up.
baby.
Let me give you the prime example. Oh my gosh, let me tell y'all. All right, we're gonna keep it real, right? I
All the way.
had somebody try to talk to me and this week just started. I'll just say over the last, I ain't even gonna put it out there like 24 hours, but the last, right. And
24 hours, folks. It happened yesterday.
but anywho, so in the first, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the conversation, I automatically do. I can't talk to this. Like,
That's 5 to 10 minutes. We talk. Okay, let me put some
no,
context
and let
around.
me tell you, let me finish. We talking about
But-
Justin.
No, but let me put context around it. It can't be somebody that you met like 24 hours before, because that doesn't count.
Okay, so
If
let
you've
me-
been,
let me
if-
put context to why I said this. Let me put context to why I said this. I was dating someone for several months. Several months. Okay? We were dating for several months. We were going on a good track, talking every day, starting to ease up into where we're gonna meet each other's kids, all that stuff. And I went on vacation. They took me to the airport to go on this vacation.
And they
We
go
talked throughout the whole time, FaceTime, talking like we normally do. Everything's all good. The morning I'm coming back, they're supposed to pick me up. They're supposed to pick me up. They asked me my flight details, everything. I said, all right, and I'm with my friend. They knew I was with my friend too. We needed to get home. So anyhow, I got back from vacation, and they didn't pick me up. They didn't. We didn't talk again.
Well,
That's a serious
That's
ghosting.
messed up.
But you
I
know
want
what,
to
though?
That's
answer
real
that,
foul.
but I got feedback. I heard.
Go ahead, girl.
Okay.
Everybody's
No.
got feedback. Go ahead.
Probably, you know what? In my opinion, the good thing about being ghosted or ghosting, you don't have that awkward breakup conversation. So that's probably pretty
But
good.
she
That's
still got it
that's
because she don't
that's
know why. She still got it because she don't know why. She's a woman. She
right.
want to
You
know
gotta
why.
grab.
Nope.
Right. Yeah. You
She
gotta.
want to know why. She still got it
Yeah.
because she's still talking about it. It's still on her mind. But let me tell you why he ghosted you. Because I'm a person that will ghost a person the same way that you got ghosted, right? I dealt with somebody for years on end, and I ghosted this joker at the drop of a dime, all because I didn't like something that he did, right? I played along with it, so it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong. I think that he was not feeling you going out of town, and you went and he played along with it, and then he ghosted you. That's if you said everything was good until you got ready to go out of town, he was not feeling that you was going out of town with your girls or wherever you was going, and he ghosted you. Men can
I don't think that's
Andy,
it.
Andy,
that's
what
what I
did
think.
you say? Andy, what did you say? What could have happened in between the time you're supposed to pick me up for the airport?
He met someone else.
It was well, ghosted, but we were still Facebook friends. And they posted a picture the next day saying it was a great day outside.
I you. Not like the fact that you went out of town with your girl.
It is
I'm
psycho
telling you.
conflict. And that
And
is
if the men on the call be honest, they'll tell you the same thing. I'm telling you.
No,
no,
I
I'm
don't know
telling you,
anybody who would
there
get
is
mad
And
something
Tina Cole. If you're not with dating and how rambunctious you are, go with your girls, boo. Here's $1,000. Buy the ticket.
That's why I'm
I like my space. I like my space. So Andy, if you were going out of town and I dropped you off, good. Have a great time. I'll see you when you get back. Have a great
that's the
time.
normal life, but we got toxic jokers out here. So I'm just telling you, we got
Oh yeah.
toxic jokers. And
Listen,
I
I'm not
talked to them.
saying that it's you, it's me. You know what? I'm giving it to you from all aspects. Toxic people, non-toxic people. Got toxic people that are like that. I'm pretty sure that he ghosted her or what have you. She can't. Andy, can you say that you have not seen that one red flag prior to that you just ignored?
I think that there probably was something that was, definitely there. Listen, to me, I
You.
You know what? You know what?
I don't care what I say. Y'all listen on this podcast.
You know what the funny,
I
you know
will
what the funny
say,
thing is? You know what the funny thing
Hold
is?
up, for
You
real.
know what the funny thing is?
is
No,
that
no, no, no.
my
You know what,
prayer-
Andy? Andy, you know what the problem was? You know what the problem was? It's probably the gas is too high. The gas is too high.
Listen, we were joking. Melissa and I were joking about this. And we were saying maybe he couldn't afford it. I don't even know. But at the end of the day,
Because if he
my
couldn't afford
prayer is
it,
like Jesus,
Try
remove
to.
every single one that's not for me. That's
Are you
it.
still Facebook friends? Are you still
He went
Facebook
on
friends?
his own.
Yeah, toxic. That's some toxic shit. I
No.
wouldn't understand it.
Preach,
She
Tina
is going
Cole.
off.
That's an evangelist right there.
What?
Mike, you've been trying to.
Understand toxic shit. You're not understanding that. I'm telling you.
Mike,
I can't. I
Mike.
just can't imagine T-Necol. I can't imagine T-Necol not getting ghosted.
I have not said I didn't. I've ghosted jokers too. I've been ghosted as well. That's why I'm saying where I'm coming from, whether you want to take it for what it's worth, because you're trying to say that, oh, I'm very vocal. I'm vocal. You can call me loud, you can call me whatever, but I'm vocal and I'm going to get my point across. And what happened to her was it was a toxic person. Like and I wouldn't even get this. How long ago was this? You said a year ago?
Wait, we're not gonna go back. That's another topic.
No,
Let's
I was just
answer.
saying, I wouldn't even give it to him that within the next, by the couple of months, he reach out to it like ain't nothing happened. That's toxic.
He will. All right. You have been listening to another episode of Girl Talk with the Boys, and we have different views about ghosting. But in essence, ghosting is not appropriate. But this has been a really great episode. I thank all of you for attending the episode and chiming in. We had my girls on here today, putting it to the men. We had them quiet today. Doc was especially quiet. But we look forward to seeing you again. And I see you because I am you.